If you lost everything tomorrow, your job, your salary, your security, would you actually be free? The Stoics had a shocking answer to this. True wealth is the wealth no one can take from you. Today, everyone wants financial freedom, but the Stoics achieved it 2,000 years ago without businesses, without the internet, without investments. How? In this video, you're going to discover how to apply these ancient principles today to become truly free, both mentally and financially. And stay until the end, because I'll show you the exact method I personally used to create my first online income. We've been sold a lie about money. We're told that financial freedom means earning a lot. Get the promotion, double your salary, hit 6 figures, and then you'll finally be free. But here's the truth the Stoics understood. Financial freedom isn't about how much you earn. It's about depending on no one. Think about it. Most people today are prisoners of their salary. They can't leave their job because the bills are due. Prisoners of their debts. Credit cards, car payments, mortgages they can barely afford. Prisoners of their desires. They need the newest phone, the luxury vacation, the designer clothes. And prisoners of their fear. The fear of not having enough, of falling behind, of losing status. The Stoics didn't chase wealth. They chased something far more valuable. They chased indestructibility. And what makes you indestructible isn't a fat bank account. It's a bulletproof relationship with money. Because when you master your relationship with money, no economic crisis, no job loss, no market crash can break you. You become untouchable. Let me tell you why the Stoics were absolute masters of financial freedom. Seneca was one of the wealthiest men in Rome. We're talking multimillionaire by today's standards. Yet he lived like a minimalist. He practiced voluntary poverty, sleeping on the floor, eating simple food, wearing basic clothes. Why? To prove to himself that he didn't need any of it, that his happiness didn't depend on his wealth. Marcus Aurelius was the emperor of Rome. He had access to unlimited resources. Yet in his personal writings, he constantly reminded himself to live with discipline, to avoid excess, to focus on what truly mattered. He understood that external wealth was fragile, temporary, and ultimately meaningless. And Epictetus? He was a former slave. He owned nothing. Yet he became one of the most influential philosophers in history because he taught mental independence. He understood that true freedom doesn't come from your circumstances. It comes from your mind. Here's the key insight. The Stoics didn't seek richness. They sought mastery. Mastery over their desires, their fears, their impulses. And when you have that mastery, wealth often follows. Not because you're chasing it, but because you're no longer controlled by it. Let's talk about the first principle, taming your desires. This is the foundation of everything. Seneca said something profound. It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor. Read that again. Poverty isn't about your bank account. It's about your mindset. Every desire you have creates a need. Every need creates a dependency. And every dependency creates a prison. When you need the latest iPhone, you're a prisoner to Apple. When you need a luxury car, you're a prisoner to car payments. When you need to impress people with expensive clothes, you're a prisoner to their opinions. The modern world is designed to create infinite desires. Social media shows you what you're missing. Advertising tells you you're not enough without their product. Influencers showcase lifestyles you can't afford. And slowly, without realizing it, you start believing that happiness is always one purchase away. Here's an exercise the Stoics would do. List 10 things you think you need. Really need. New clothes, eating out at restaurants, the latest tech gadgets, streaming subscriptions, premium coffee every morning, a bigger apartment, a newer car, weekend trips, designer accessories, gym memberships you barely use. Now cross out everything that's actually just a modern desire, not a real need. What's left? Probably not much. Food, shelter, basic clothing, maybe health. That's it. Everything else? It's optional. And every optional thing you treat as necessary is a chain around your neck. Taming your desires doesn't make you poor. It makes you powerful. Because when you don't need much, you can't be controlled. You can walk away from the job you hate. You can take risks. You can invest in yourself. You become dangerous to the system that wants you trapped. The second Stoic principle is understanding what you control. This is crucial for financial freedom. Epictetus taught that you must distinguish between what's in your control and what isn't. Most people waste their energy worrying about things they can't control. You don't control your salary. Your boss decides that. You don't control the economy. Governments and central banks decide that. You don't control taxes. Politicians decide that. You don't control inflation. The market decides that. So why do most people spend their entire lives worried about these things? Here's what you do control: your skills. No one can take those away. Your projects, what you choose to build in your free time. Your ability to generate parallel income. Side hustles, freelancing, creating value online. Your time, how you spend your evenings and weekends. Your daily actions. What you do today determines your tomorrow. The average employee depends on their boss for survival. One decision, one layoff, one restructuring, and their entire life falls apart. The Stoic depends on their skills, on their ability to create value in multiple ways, on their adaptability and resilience. This is why the Stoics emphasize continuous learning and self-improvement. Not for ego, not to show off, but for survival. Because in an unpredictable world, your skills are your only real security. You can lose your job, you can lose your savings, but you can't lose your knowledge, your experience, your ability to solve problems and create value. Financial freedom in the Stoic sense means building yourself into someone who can thrive regardless of external circumstances. Someone who doesn't need permission to earn. Someone who doesn't need a boss to survive. Someone who owns their economic destiny. The third principle, time is worth more than money. Seneca wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." This is perhaps his most important insight. Money can be earned again. Time cannot. Once it's gone forever. Yet most people trade their most valuable asset, their time, for their least valuable asset, money. They work jobs they hate for 40 years, trading hours of their life for a paycheck. They commute 2 hours a day, losing 10 hours a week, 40 hours a month, nearly 500 hours a year. They sacrifice their health, their relationships, their dreams, all for financial security that isn't even real. The Stoics valued time above everything else. They structured their lives to maximize autonomy over their time. They didn't sell their hours. They invested them. They built knowledge, skills, relationships, and systems that would compound over time. Today, selling your time equals prison. You're paid for hours, not results. Your income is capped by the hours in a day. You can't scale. You can't leverage. You're stuck in the time for money trap. But building an asset equals freedom. An asset works for you. It generates income while you sleep. It scales without requiring more of your time. It gives you leverage. The Stoics understood this principle even without modern technology. They invested time in teaching, writing, building influence, creating intellectual property. Today, we have even more powerful tools. You can create a YouTube channel that generates income for years. You can build an online course that sells automatically. You can create systems that work for you. This is the modern application of Stoic time philosophy. Invest your time once, benefit repeatedly. The fourth principle, live below your means without being poor. There's a massive misconception about Stoicism. People think it means being an ascetic, denying yourself everything, living in deprivation. That's not Stoicism. That's poverty mindset disguised as philosophy. True Stoicism is about controlled abundance. It's about having the ability to enjoy wealth while not being dependent on it. Seneca practiced what he called voluntary discomfort. A few days each month, he would live like a poor man. He'd sleep on the floor, eat simple meals, wear basic clothes. Not because he had to, but because he wanted to prove to himself that he wasn't afraid of poverty. The result? He became mentally indestructible. He knew that even if he lost everything, he'd be fine. That knowledge gave him incredible freedom. He could take risks. He could speak truth to power. He could live on his own terms because he had already faced his biggest fear and conquered it. In 2025, here's the modern version. Do a shopping detox. Don't buy anything non-essential for 30 days. Take the 7-day minimalism challenge. Every day, get rid of 7 things you don't need. Downgrade your lifestyle by one level and invest the difference in building skills or assets. Live in a smaller apartment and use the savings to start a business. Drive an older car and invest the difference. Cut streaming subscriptions and use that time to learn. This isn't about being cheap. It's about being strategic. Every dollar you don't waste on impressing others is a dollar you can invest in your freedom. Living below your means isn't deprivation. It's preparation. You're building your war chest. You're creating the financial cushion that allows you to take risks, to quit the job that's killing you, to pursue opportunities that others can't afford to chase. The fifth principle, build an asset. This is where Stoicism meets modern financial strategy. The Stoic doesn't seek wealth for its own sake. The Stoic seeks stability. And stability comes from having an asset that generates value without requiring constant input. In ancient times, this might have been land or rental properties or intellectual works that continued to provide value. Today, an asset can be many things. A skill that people will pay for. A YouTube channel that generates ad revenue and sponsorships. An online business that runs on systems and automation. A digital product that sells while you sleep. A personal brand that attracts opportunities. The key is this. Financial freedom isn't a question of money. It's a question of structure. Most people have their entire financial life built on sand. One income source, one employer, one paycheck. When that fails, everything collapses. The Stoic builds on rock. Multiple income streams, diversified skills, assets that compound over time, systems that work independently. An asset doesn't just appear. You have to build it. And that requires method, discipline, and the right knowledge. This is where most people fail. They know they need to build something, but they don't know where to start. They waste time on the wrong strategies. They chase shiny objects. They give up before seeing results. Let's talk about applying Stoicism to modern online business. This is where everything connects. Stoicism isn't just philosophy. It's a practical framework for action. The Stoics emphasized discipline, consistency, resilience, and indifference to obstacles. These are the exact qualities you need to build a successful online income. Think about it. Starting a business requires discipline. You have to show up every day, even when you don't feel like it. It requires consistency. Results don't come from one viral video or one good month. They come from sustained effort over time. It requires resilience. You'll face rejection, failure, criticism, technical problems, algorithm changes. And it requires indifference to obstacles. Every successful person has faced the same challenges. The difference is they didn't let those challenges stop them. The Stoics believed in creating your own autonomy, in not depending on the whims of others for your survival. In ancient Rome, that meant not being dependent on the emperor's favor or the mob's opinion. Today, it means not being dependent on a boss, a company, or a single income source. It means building your own economic foundation. And that foundation in our modern world comes from creating independent income. Income that doesn't require you to be somewhere at a specific time. Income that doesn't cap your potential. Income that scales with your effort and intelligence, not with hours worked. This is where the method I'm about to share becomes relevant. Because knowing the philosophy is one thing. Having a proven system to implement it is another. If you want to become financially free in a Stoic way, by developing your skills, creating an asset, and becoming autonomous, I put a link in the description to a training program I personally went through. This isn't just theory. This is practical, step-by-step implementation. This is a comprehensive training that teaches you how to create online income from scratch. It costs over $800, but the investment pays for itself if you actually apply what you learn. It's designed for complete beginners. You don't need prior experience, technical skills, or a huge budget. The training covers everything. Finding profitable niches, creating valuable content, building automated systems, monetizing effectively, and scaling your income. Students of this program have gone from zero to their first $1,000 online, some even replacing their full-time income within months. The transformation is real. This isn't about getting rich quick. It's about building genuine financial independence. It's about creating an asset that works for you. It's about applying Stoic principles in the modern economy. Here's the thing. You can consume philosophy content forever. You can watch hundreds of videos about Stoicism, about financial freedom, about taking control of your life. But nothing changes until you take action. The Stoics weren't just thinkers. They were doers. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire. Seneca was a political advisor and businessman. Epictetus taught students who went on to change the world. Knowledge without action is worthless. And if you feel like this is the moment to stop enduring your life and start controlling it like a Stoic, click the link right below this video. Take the first step toward real independence. Let me recap the 5 Stoic principles for financial freedom. First, tame your desires. Poverty is wanting more, not having less. Second, focus on what you control. Build skills and assets, not dependency. Third, value time over money. Invest your hours wisely. Fourth, live below your means strategically. Create margin for opportunity. Fifth, build an asset. Create income that works without you. Financial freedom isn't an event. It's a path. It's a series of small decisions, daily disciplines, strategic choices. The Stoics understood that freedom is built gradually through consistent application of principles. You don't become free overnight, but you do become free one decision at a time. Here's your challenge for the next 24 hours. Choose one principle from this video and apply it. Cut one unnecessary expense. Start learning one valuable skill. Dedicate 1 hour to building something that could generate income. Just one action. That's how it starts. If you want a life that's more free, more simple, more stoic, subscribe to this channel, like this video, and click the link in the description to join the training. You'll never look at money the same way again. The question isn't whether you can become financially free. The question is whether you'll choose to. The Stoics would tell you, the choice is yours. Always has been.